Oh, and that haunting mannequin.
I will find you again.
Teddy, come outside. It's a beautiful day.
Where do you get this energy from? There's the goats. Well, off we go. Time to join her, get some fresh sunshine, and oh, everything looks so blue down here. I wonder what that shape was. Oh, okay, never mind. That spooked me a bit. As I was thinking about the shape standing here earlier. When we went out, when you were missing.
I just about given up on you ever waking up. Sleep well?
I dreamed of Betty. She was in the garden, and she called for me.
How about you, Lissie dearest? Oh, you know me, old fruit, wide awake at first light.
The Fretlands didn't come home, did they?
They did not. There's no sign of anyone. Aside from last night's Mistwalker.
I've been thinking about that.
So beautiful here.
What?
Snow as well.
I'd just woken up. I was groggy and the mist was thick as pea soup. I don't know if I saw what I thought I saw.
You were chasing a ghost?
I didn't get a good look. I'm not even sure there was anyone there.
Well, there must be someone here. And I'm not talking about ghosts. Or goats. What was it you said yesterday? Maybe they're peeking at us through the windows.
I'll take a gander. The Fretlands will be home soon. And Betty's here. I know it. I feel it.
If you say so, teddy bear. Have you had your noodle juice yet?
I'm not rummaging through their cupboards.
You'll be a pill without your tea and toast, old bean. We need to get you sorted.
I'm not hungry. First point on the agenda. Find the natives.
A mission! Hot dog! I'll scout ahead. I'll meet you down by those
Well,
houses.
don't be too eager.
Cover your secrets, Grovik.
Don't be too eager. I want to admire this beautiful scenery. Besides, we haven't had a look in here yet. We probably shouldn't jog too much. What am I supposed to say? Deer antler. But for the most part, deers are mostly to be found on the western part of Norway, and moose on the eastern part of Norway. As a rule of thumb, there are exceptions, of course. Okay, this seems to be dried up. Down here we go. Let's have a jog. Morning jog. There's only one way to train up your cardio. Oh. Old-fashioned well? What a cover even.
Up here, Teddy.
Up where?
Hey, eyes up here.
But are you on the roof? Or in the tree?
Have you gone blind,
What? Where tree? Oh, there. Well,
It's such a
you
beautiful
camouflage with
day.
the leaves.
You could bottle and sell this air in Boston. It's frankly medicinal.
Careful you don't fall.
You suck the fun out of everything, old boy.
We're far from any doctor. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
That's not very likely, is it?
Well, you're
Thought
too
you were
energetic.
scouting ahead.
What do you think I'm doing? Vantage point, like on a pirate ship. I can probably see our house in Hanover from here.
To check those buildings.
Knocking on doors isn't a scout's job, old bean.
I guess you wouldn't have time to check buildings if you spent the time climb up here. I wasn't that far away.
There must be someone around.
Only one way to find out, old sport. Did you check all the houses?
Hello? Anyone here?
Why, hello, Mr. American. Please come in for a cup of tea and biscuits.
You're not helping. Also, they drink coffee here, not tea.
Savages.
Hello?
No one home?
Doesn't seem so, no. Traitor?
Who's there?
Who's a traitor?
Hello? Anyone home?
The people in the house being traitor, maybe other villagers writing this on the door. Very traditional. And a note.
September 21st, 1923. Vi desperate. Lissie, found something here. Escalated from words to stones. Blood has been spilled. The curse haunts us all. There is no hope left in... Good Sforlata. Good. God. Right. In this God-forsaken place. The death of the... Jiminy. Death of the children was the end of Grovik. Whatever remained of our souls departed with them. You should see this, Lissie. The letter just trails off. Was never sent.
I just realized this is a very old written form of Norwegian. Just look at her. This was back when Norwegian was very... The written language was very Danish influenced. It hadn't quite branched off into the current book tongue that we know today. So it's much closer to Danish at that time. So...
Did you see this door closing?
It was just the wind, teddy bear. You're as skittish as a pussycat. There's one more house. Third time's the charm.
Well, you should understand that they seem to leave this place. It was cursed, they say. So perhaps I did see a ghoul or a ghost or a demon of a kind in the middle of the night.
Anyone home?
Unless they're playing hide and go seek, I'd say that's a no. Three strikes, you're out.
I don't think anyone's been home for a while.
Seems so, yeah.
Someone painted the word traitor on one of the doors. And there was a letter. It sounded foreboding.
Well, you were wrong. The villagers are not indoors.
Where would Betty go if she was here right now?
I'm sure she'd go for soda pop. Do you think they'll have cola at the general store?
Doubtful.
Boo.
Betty likes exploring new places. She'd have done the same here. And she'd have left some trace of where she'd gone. I just need to put myself in her mind. see this place through her eyes.
Well, it's a bright and beautiful day, and we have nothing better to do.
What on earth are you doing?
Handstands, Teddy! My record is 2 minutes. I'm working on 3. Just go on ahead. I'll catch up.
This time I'm the one to go ahead, huh? Well, don't do anything stupid. Don't fall on those rocks next to you. Very old fencing. I keep hitting E for interact, as it is in most experiences in games, but in this game it's zoom. So I apologize for that looking a bit weird every time I approach something. Birch trees. I have quite the allergy towards birch trees. More steep uphill. And many of the mountains here, the snow rarely to never goes away, even in the summer, because it's so far up. Perma ice, or what it's being referred to as, very, very tough and hard ice.
July 24th. Memorial service. A commemoration of the accident at the mine this past summer. No services after that.
And then this again, Minneston. Basically, memorial. Oh, sorry, I don't want to step in the graves, causing shivers for anyone.
Graves?
Nope.
What happened?
It's a cemetery.
But look at the soil. These are recent burials.
I actually thought so, yeah.
You're right.
Do you think this is where everyone's gone?
This can't be everyone. Besides, someone had to bury the bodies.
Fair point. Well made.
Something did happen. Several people died in a short period of time.
How? An accident? A mass murder? Spanish flu?
I wouldn't want to speculate until I've learned more.
I can speculate for the both of us.
Well, Betty's not here. I'm gonna keep looking.
What about the church?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at that in a short little bit. Yeah, I thought at first were these recent, but maybe they were just left like this in a hurry. Not necessarily recent, but maybe the flag at half-mast has something to do with this. I feel like there's a Life of Strange 2 moment here. Well, it's one way to ease in the mind. Sit back, enjoy the fresh air, draw a bit. It's such a beautiful scenery as well. All right. Oh, nice sketch. Just a tiny peek at the exterior first, along with the view. It's a tiny but nice church, from the outside at least. Seagulls. Big fjord. wouldn't want to stay up here when it's too windy. It's creepy how this is built directly at the edge here. And a few more crosses just laying here in case they need to bury a few more in a hurry. Alright, let's head in.
Why would they board up a church?
To keep the ghosts from escaping?
Lissie.
Or the goats from getting in?
God is not here.
What does that say?
God is not here.
As in they gave up hope and everything. They had so much misery. There is no God. Is probably what went through their mind. But what happened? What went on here? What's the point of this little side thing? I wonder. Oh, it's not easy to peek inside. There's something there. No, there's something laying on the floor, but I don't know what it is. Oh, it's the chandelier, I think. And there's a crucified Jesus statue by the altar.
So much for that. No wedding, no baptism, no funeral.
There must be people somewhere. Where are you going?
For constitutional. To breathe some of this salty sea air.
Well, be careful. I know how energetic you are.
You go on ahead. I'll find you.
Alright, sit down then. You're making me nervous and anxious sometimes. Don't do your handstanding over there. There's no safety. Hello there, goatee. Have a jog. Typical Norwegian. Grass on the roofs of gates or roofs of cottages. Still no one here. Such a ghost town. Was this open? I thought it was closed. Maybe it's just me being weird. I was pretty sure this was closed, but my mind is just playing tricks on me. Say house down here. And yeah, as I said, grass on the roof. How typically Norwegian. I guess it was just the wind, but it sounded like something was in the bush. Or in the leaves. Look, a little snake. A viper.
How about we don't go back to Hanover
Holy.
and stay here instead?
And how would I survive?
Hunt? Harvest? Forage? People have survived here for centuries. Why can't we?
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
I could learn. I'd start with goats. Goats can be eaten and milked. Probably not in that order.
Yeah, learn the order. And then we can talk. This is the first building I saw when we came here.
Applesauce.
Why lock any doors? I can't imagine they have a problem with punks and hoodlums.
The sign says they're closed, but I thought maybe... Hello? Are you open? Is anyone there?
Can't you just bust down the door? Locks be damned.
Breaking and entering, I will not. I'll just dislocate my shoulder. Fretland and Son.
How do you figure?
It's on the sign above the entrance. And on this photograph. Frederick and Simon Fretland.
Oh, there's a waterfall over here. Down the mountain. Bucket, not the roof.
There's no damage to the rope.
I don't know what that means.
Nobody cut it. I guess the knot could have unraveled on its own.
Didn't you say you used a sailor's knot?
I'm a scholar, not a fisherman.
So who took our boat? A ghost?
I believe the tide took our boat.
If you say so. But then who were you chasing after last night? A ghost?
I don't know. It was probably all in my head.
Well, let's say it was a ghost, then why would it come down here and take the boat away? Ghosts are usually just sightings that don't interact. Let's sit there and draw for a bit. I'm a little bit out of character here, but I really enjoy how we can see the character that we play as in such a fashion. This whole experience feels very rich in detail so far, very immersive. So I think that the creators did a very good job with it so far. I think they captured Norwegian scenic beauty very, very well. Let's have a look at what we drew. Yeah.
Betty would have taken plenty of constitutionals here. She loves the outdoors.
How so? She's a city girl.
I'm sure she gets tired of Manhattan. And when she was little, she loved playing in the garden back in Hanover, especially around the pond.
Are you alright?
I just miss her.
Memories. What was this blank code over? Because of the one guy that left the company, maybe? Well, it's time to investigate the shoreline over here. The outer buildings. I'm sure that she will just suddenly appear behind me. As usual, she's so quick and energetic.
A boat! Teddy! A hot dog! This is our ticket out of here!
Not without Betty.
How did you come from there?
Besides, there's a hole in this boat. It'll sink before it gets 10 yards from shore. It's curious. The state of the boats. It's like they stopped taking care of them.
Seems short-sighted. How would they fish? Or get anywhere at all?
You can fish from land. No, you skip it along the water. You don't just throw it there. Just keeps throwing rocks. In memory of those who lost their lives in the mine.
What's this?
Remnants of the mining operation.
What, mine?
Remember, I told you yesterday. There was a mine here, but it closed down 20 years ago.
I know, Edward. I was just checking for a sense of humor. Still nowhere to be found.
Well, we are still quite worried about our sister, and it doesn't help that we can't find anyone at all. Plus, we seem to be a little bit stranded here at the time. So it's okay to not have a sense of humor right now.
What did they use this for?
Bringing the ore down from the mine before it was loaded onto boats.
So, diamonds? Gold? Or just
Probably copper.
boring old silver?
Iron ore.
Or what?
Rock, which contains iron
I know.
deposits. that-
Okay, Edward. Where do these tracks lead?
To the mine. Where else would they go?
I don't know. A castle up in the mountains where the frost giants live? And this is how they receive their monthly offering of meat from the villagers. Goat, I hope.
One interesting thing to mention is I live close to Visnes mine, where they used to it's shut down now just like this one, but they used to get out a lot of copper, and a big portion of the copper from the Statue of Liberty was actually derived from that one mine. It's one of the biggest copper mines in all of Scandinavia, I think,
I
at
don't
the time.
understand why they just leave this here. Like an altar to adversity. It's creepy.
Rustic superstition. Perhaps they believed they'd attract bad luck if they moved it.
Ah, nice rock bridge.
No trespassing for traitors.
Cool. Want to jump the gate and explore what's on the other side?
Technically, it's no access for traders.
What do you say, old sport?
It's not safe.
Oh, horse feathers! You may be the most boring man in this country. Where's your sense of adventure, old sport? Don't you want to see where these tracks go?
They lead to the old mine, and no. I've had enough adventure on this side of the fence. Besides, they wrote no trespassing for a reason.
You're such a terrible bore, Teddy Bear.
Well, in
I'll wager 1,000 clams you'll jump this gate at some point, if you believe Betty's on the other side.
yeah.
Frederick Fretland. Who are these traitors he refers to?
What now? We've looked everywhere.
There really doesn't seem to be anyone around.
Maybe we missed something. An important clue. How about the general store? We haven't been inside yet.
It looked deserted, but worth another look, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, who they were, well, the traders were written on this one house door. I believe they were the original so-called traders, if not the only ones, that other people wrote on the door. Because anything else wouldn't make sense, I believe. Alright, let's head down to the store and have a peek.
What if everyone turned into a pebble? And they can't speak, but they see and feel everything that happens to them.
There's something very...
There's something very dread indeed. Yeah. Don't take that the wrong way. You are interesting, let's put it that way. Boat in the water. Well, there's a little Corvus friend that really wants to go in. Wait. There are only grey crows here. Maybe you are a raven then. Because you don't have black crows in Norway, usually anyway.
Is that... Lissie, come here. It's
Ah.
Betty's hat. She was here. She could still be in there. Betty? Betty!
Are you sure, Edward? I mean, it's just a hat. Is it even a hat? I'm
I
not
know
sure.
my sister's hat, Lissie. I have to get inside.
That's
What
the
about
motivation
the
we
breaking
need.
and entering part?
I could care less what they call it.
That's the motivation we need. Okay, so we are not gonna, in fear of dislocating our shoulders, as we put it. Alright, oh, just like this. There's an attic there as well. We can. Okay. Let's see if any of these are a bit loose. Nope. I have a bad feeling about this store. It looks weird. I get weird vibes coming from the inside. Ah, open.
Here's
Half
an
open.
open window.
You seem eager to break the law. I approve.
Well, we are here for clues.
It won't budge.
Nah, don't be a milquetoast.
Well, it's stuck.
Attaboy, Teddy. You can do this.
We don't seem to be a good shape, but let's do it.
I can't believe I'm actually breaking... Whoops, Daisy.
Whoopsie daisy.
Oh my, Teddy. You're such a sap.
You're not gonna help us up?
Edward Charles Hart.
Dilettante, world traveler, cat burglar.
A cat burglar would, by definition, enter a building on a higher
Jeez.
floor.
The state of this place.
Oh, Betty. I
Oh,
hope you weren't here when...
Is this
child murderer.
blood?
Not necessarily human blood.
Well, that's alright then. What does it say? Barn murder? Someone murdered a barn?
Children.
Barn means child. And mortar, that's...
Child murderer. Edward, they murdered a child?
It's a
Someone
claim.
thought so.
Probably the same someone who vandalized the store.
I'm not sure how I feel about being in here.
Don't be ridiculous. We're all alone. What else do you suggest we do?
It's the same photograph as in the
Johan's
farmhouse,
gone. At least, I assume he's the one who's been... Snip.
but
Rip.
Frederick clearly did not want anything to do with his twin brother.
Ripped it out. Kassa. The till, basically. There must be at least 10 envelopes. He notices all of them stamped and addressed, but stuck in perpetual limbo.
These were never sent.
How long have they been piling up?
I received Mrs. Fretland's letter in June, and they received my letter from July.
A couple of months. Perhaps the world forgot about Grovik.
Of what would be the English equivalent of this? Not in order.
Out of order.
Out of order,
Why
yeah.
hasn't it been fixed?
Perhaps there wasn't much demand for it anymore.
But they didn't seem to fix anything here at the time.
S-O-S.
Yep. Would be SOS.
Oh boy. If only this thing worked. We could order a boat to come get us. Or, even better, order some hot grub.
My grandfather was one of those telegraphists doing this sort of duty on ships. To Simon from Lut. Looks like a key thing. Yeah, key and apparently a...
What are you doing?
Looking for keys.
Your life of crime continues.
I put the key in the till as you asked for. It's so strange reading this old form of the language. It's not how any current Norwegian would have
Keys
written
are
it.
all gone.
Some thieving thieves beat you to it. Rascals.
There's a note.
Is it written in Viking runes? What does it say?
It's from Simon. Yai put it means I put. Nurkel is key. Casa. I don't know what that word means.
You put the key in the casa?
Casa. I wish I had my dictionary. The note's addressed to his father.
So the key was moved. But where to?
Somewhere safer. Or more convenient.
Can we really trust your translations? You only started studying a month ago.
I spent the summer reading, and I had a lot of free time on the ocean voyage.
Come on, how much could you possibly pick up in a few months?
You know my mind, it's a sponge.
Sponge mind. Yeah, Kasai is sort of like a mostly Eastern Norwegian way of saying the till. Which conveniently is this.
So that's what it means. Cash register.
Yeah, or till I thought was also the English word. But yeah. It's actually the
You're
box.
a genuine
but
gangster
yeah.
now, old fruit. Don't worry. If you get busted, I'll come visit you in the big house. Wasn't there supposed to be a key?
Here it is.
I've never seen this sort of money before. This is very, very old. Obviously before my time. The post stamps though, I've seen similar. Alright. So the key. Key for what? Oh, a mousetrap. No, I thought it was a mousetrap. It's a smoked herring. I think this is smoked herring. Ew, never liked fish, and it's just splattered everywhere. Oh, okay, so this was locked. I probably should have checked this first. Oh.
I almost forgot putting this aside when I lit the fire. Wasn't there an inscription inside?
Simon. Simon gave that book to Ruth. But who burned it?